What's up, my fellow snail sufferers? We finally made it to the video that many of you have been eagerly anticipating. Today, I'm wrapping up my series on the future missiles of War Thunder. So far, I've covered every major next generation IR missile we can expect to see eventually in the game, along with what we might anticipate for their performance. If you haven't caught those videos yet, I highly recommend checking them out first. Before we dive in, let's get to my usual disclaimer. As always, we'll be discussing missiles for which we have limited publicly available information, primarily because much of their technical data remains classified. If I happen to get something wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. I'm always eager to learn and improve my content to ensure it's as accurate as possible for you all. I've included timestamps below for your convenience. Let's jump right in with our first missile on today's topic. Kicking things off strong, we have the IRIS-T, which actually already exists in game, just not on an aircraft. While we currently have the ground launch variant, this gives us some baseline stats to work with when discussing its potential performance on aircraft. This approach applies to any other missiles I'll discuss today that are already in game, but not officially on aircrafts or not added into the game officially. The IRIS-T represents a German-led multinational program designed to replace older AIM-9 Sidewinder variants that they use. It entered service in December 2005 with several air forces participating, including Greece, Italy, Norway, Spain, and Sweden. What makes the IRIS-T particularly noteworthy is how it's pioneered numerous advancements in missile technology that set it apart from its predecessors. Most notably, it features a True Imaging Infrared Seeker, or IIR for short, which provides some of the best countermeasure resistance in the world. This also enhances its performance in electronically contested environments. The IRIS-T incorporates true thrust vectoring, allowing for extreme agility in combat. Its official G limit remains controversial within the War Thunder community. In real life, it can reportedly pull between 60 to 100 Gs, while in game files currently cap it at 40, so it's very limited in game. This missile is also equipped with two-way data link, which enables lock-on after launch, and therefore provides 360-degree defensive capabilities. Currently in game, we have the IRIS-T SLM surface-to-air missile variant, which features a larger rocket motor. The standard air-to-air variant, however, incorporates a dogfight-optimized rocket motor. We can see this configuration on the Swedish SLS variant, and I'll display its stats on screen. Keep in mind that the range would be significantly improved when mounted on a fighter aircraft. Finally, despite the IRIS-T featuring a true IIR seeker, in reality, it currently uses FOV and seeker suspension as its IRCCM in-game. I suspect modeling a true IIR seeker for these missiles remains some way off for Gaijin, as implementing such technology is likely more complex than most would realize. I'll now display the game file stats of the IRIS-T SLS on screen. Again, remember this is the base IRIS-T that doesn't have an extended range booster on it. This is the model we would see on planes like the Eurofighter and Gripen. Next up is the PL-9B. The PL-9 is an air-to-air missile program that began in the mid-1980s in the People's Republic of China. Its airframe design was derived from the earlier PL-5 and PL-7 missiles, while its seeker head incorporates sensor technology from the PL-8 and the Israeli Python 3. Official batch production reportedly began in 1989. The PL-9 underwent several upgrades, resulting in the main variant known as the PL-9B, which was certified in the early 1990s, followed by the PL-9C, certified in the early 2000s. The PL-9 also featured a service-to-air variant designated as the DK-9, which was first publicly displayed in this role at the 1989 Paris Air Show. Further development eventually led to the PL-9D. While this missile isn't China's true next-generation IR missile, since we didn't see two-way data link or any form of IRCCM until the C model, it also lacked thrust vectoring like its younger brother, which we'll discuss shortly. Interestingly, this missile exists in the game files, but like other missiles on today's list, has never been added to the game. On screen, I'll showcase screenshots of its stats from the files. Now, let's move on to its more advanced sibling, the PL-10. This missile delayed this video for quite some time, as I strived to find the most accurate information possible for my content. With that said, please take everything I mentioned about this missile as mostly unconfirmed and more speculative than definitive. And just to be clear, I'm not suicidal, just in case they come for me after this. I'd like to personally thank a friend, Danish, for helping me research this missile, as I struggled to find trustworthy sources on my own. The PL-10 features a true 256x256 IIR seeker capable of lock-on after launch, meaning it's technically capable of over-the-shoulder engagements. This implies it likely has two-way data link, though no imagery of live rounds have confirmed this capability. The PL-10's impulse is similar to the Mica IR, employing a high thrust, short duration propulsion segment with a single chamber dual thrust configuration. As a result, it accelerates rapidly and has a large tail aspect engagement envelope, though its head aspect envelope is somewhat smaller. Aerodynamically, it adopts a strake plus controlled surface design like the IRIS-T and Mica, meaning the PL-10 features movable controlled surfaces to achieve extreme angles of attack and high G maneuvering. It's worth noting that these strakes are much smaller than those on the Mica, and the controlled surfaces resemble the butterfly fins on the R27. On screen, I'll provide a photo of the PL-10E, which is likely the export variant, showcasing its maximum range, diameter, wingspan, and weight. As mentioned, finding information on this missile is extremely challenging, which is why this video took so long to produce. I apologize to those who waited patiently for this content, and I truly appreciate your continued support. How many of you heard the legend of the Python 4 War Thunder? It has been lurking in the game files longer than some of you have been playing the game. While it still hasn't made a debut in War Thunder, and perhaps we may never see it at this point, I feel it's still worthy of a discussion here. The Python 4 is a 4th generation short-range missile developed by Israel. It first entered service in the 1990s. It was primarily designed to counter threats such as the Russian RSM-3. The Python 4 lacked a true imaging infrared seeker, but did employ an advanced dual-color IR seeker. Older IR missiles mostly use single-color or single-band seekers. Dual-color seekers or dual-wavelength systems are more advanced in countermeasures, but still don't reach true IRCCM levels of protection. This allows the missile to compare signal ratios between two bands, helping it recognize that a flare has a different temperature and spectral signature compared to actual jet exhaust. Despite what I just mentioned, the game files indicate that the Python 4 uses IRCCM, specifically both FOV and seeker suspension. I find this odd. Perhaps Gaijin knows something I don't or I couldn't find. If any of you have any additional information, please share it in the comments. On screen, I'll display its file stats. Now, I'm not going to discuss this much as this isn't the true next generation for Israel. That would be the Python 5, which is our last missile for today. Finally, for the last missile on today's list, we have the Python 5, which represents the most advanced and modern variant of the Python series produced by Israel. The Python 5 was the true upgrade over the Python 4, featuring a true imaging IIR seeker along with full two-way detonating capability, which obviously enables lock-on after launch. While researching this missile, I was captured by the what I meant to say is that information on whether this missile has thrust vectoring is highly conflicted. I'm inclined to believe this missile lacks true thrust vectoring and achieves high maneuverability using a similar approach to the ASRAAM, which I've discussed in another video in this series. Just by looking at the Python 5, it doesn't appear to feature the same characteristics as a thrust vectoring missile, so if I had to guess, I'd say it likely doesn't have this thrust vectoring capability. Fortunately for us, the Python 5 is already in game, and I'll display its in-game stats on screen. It currently uses FOV and seeker shutoff as its IRCCM implementation, as every missile that's in the game that currently should have an IR seeker. There we have it. What's probably been my most requested video in the last 3 months. Again, I sincerely apologize for how long it took to get this final installment out. The information on these last few missiles was significantly harder to obtain compared to the others, and I always strive to ensure that everything I share on my channel is as accurate as possible. Even with my best efforts, I expect there might be some mistakes, so if you notice any, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. I love learning about technology like this, and your corrections greatly help me improve the accuracy of my videos for everyone. Thank you all for watching. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this content, consider hitting that like button, comment your favorite missile below, and maybe think about subscribing. It means a lot to me as we're currently on the road to 3,000 subs, which is absolutely amazing. I thank you all for the support. Anyways, I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.